Well, hey there, kids. Welcome back to another Bible reading. So, we're going to be continuing off in Exodus. So, we'll be starting today at Exodus 35. Sabbath regulations. Moses assembled all the congregation of the sons of Israel and said to them, "These are the things which the Lord has commanded you to do. 6 days shall work be done, but on the seventh day you shall have a holy Sabbath of solemn rest to the Lord. Whoever does any work on it shall be put to death. You shall kindle no fire in all your habitations on the Sabbath day." Moses said to all the congregation of the sons of Israel, "This is the thing which the Lord has commanded. Take from among you an offering to the Lord. Whoever is of a generous heart, let him bring the Lord's offering, gold, silver, and bronze, blue and purple and scarlet stuff, and fine twined linen, goat's hair, tanned ram skins and goat skins, acacia wood, oil for the light, spices for the anointing oil and for the fragrant incense, and onyx stones and stones for setting, for the ephod and for the breastpiece. And let every able man among you come and make all that the Lord has commanded: the tabernacle, its tent and its covering, its hooks and its frames, its bars, its pillars, and its bases, the ark with its poles, the mercy seat and the veil of the screen, the table with its poles and all its utensils, and the bread of the presence, the lampstand also for the light, with its utensils and its lamps, and the oil for the light, and the altar of incense with its poles, and the anointing oil, and the fragrant incense, and the screen for the door, at the door of the tabernacle, the altar of burnt offering with its grating of bronze, its poles, and all its utensils, the laver and its base, the hangings of the court, its pillars and its bases, and the screen for the gate of the court, the pegs of the tabernacle, and the pegs of the court, and their cords, the finely wrought garments for ministering in the holy place, the holy garments for Aaron the priest, and the garments of his sons for their service as priests. Offerings brought for the tabernacle. Then all the congregation of the sons of Israel departed from the presence of Moses, and they came, every one whose heart stirred him, and every one whose spirit moved him, and brought the Lord's offering to be used for the tent of meeting, and for all its service, and for the holy garments. So they came, both men and women, all who were of a willing heart brought brooches and earrings, and signet rings and armlets, and all sorts of gold objects, every man dedicating an offering of gold to the Lord. And every man with whom was found blue or purple or scarlet stuff, or fine linen, or goat's hair, or tanned ram's skins, or goat skins, brought them. Every one who could make an offering of silver or bronze brought it as the Lord's offering. And every man with whom was found acacia wood of any use in the work brought it. And all women who had ability spun with their hands, and brought what they had spun in blue and purple and scarlet stuff and fine twined linen. All the women whose hearts were moved with ability spun the goat's hair. And the leaders brought onyx stones and stones to be set for the ephod and for the breastpiece, and spices and oil for the light and for the anointing oil, and for the fragrant incense. All the men and women, the sons of Israel, whose heart moved them to bring anything for the work which the Lord had commanded by Moses to be done, brought it as their free will offering to the Lord. And Moses said to the sons of Israel, "See, the Lord has called by name Bezalel, the son of Uri, son of Hur, of the tribe of Judah, and he has filled him with the Spirit of God, with ability, with intelligence, with knowledge, and with all craftsmanship, to devise artistic designs, to work in gold and silver and bronze, in cutting stones for setting, and in carving wood, for work in every skilled craft. And he has inspired him to teach, both him and Oholiab, the son of Ahisamach of the tribe of Dan, He has filled them with ability to do every sort of work done by a craftsman, or by a designer, or by an embroiderer, in blue and purple and scarlet stuff, and fine twined linen, or by a weaver, by any sort of workman or skilled designer. Bezalel and Aholiab, and every able man in whom the Lord has put ability and intelligence to know how to do any work in the construction of the sanctuary shall work in accordance with all that the Lord has commanded. And Moses called Bezalel and Aholiab, and every man in whose mind the Lord had put ability, every one whose heart stirred up to come to do the work. And they received from Moses all the freewill offering which the sons of Israel had brought for doing the work on the sanctuary. They still kept bringing him freewill offerings every morning, so that all the able men who were doing every sort of task on the sanctuary came, each from the task that he was doing, and said to Moses, "The people bring much more than enough for doing the work for which the Lord has commanded us to do." So Moses gave command, and word was proclaimed throughout the camp, "Let neither man nor woman do anything more for the offering for the sanctuary." So the people were restrained from bringing, for the stuff they had was sufficient to do all the work and more. Construction of the tabernacle. And all the able men among the workmen made the tabernacle with 10 curtains. They were made of fine twined linen, and blue and purple and scarlet stuff, with cherubim skillfully worked. The length of each curtain was 28 cubits, and the breadth of each curtain 4 cubits. All the curtains had the same measure. And he coupled 5 curtains to one another, and the other 5 curtains he coupled to one another. And he made loops of blue on the edge of the outmost curtain of the first set. Likewise, he made them on the edge of the outmost curtain of the second set. He made 50 loops on the one curtain, and he made 50 loops on the edge of the curtain that was in the second set. The loops were opposite one another. And he made 50 clasps of gold, and coupled the curtains one to the other with clasps. So the tabernacle was one whole. He also made curtains of goat's hair for a tent over the tabernacle. He made 11 curtains. The length of each curtain was 30 cubits, and the breadth of each curtain 4 cubits. The 11 curtains had the same measure. He coupled 5 curtains by themselves, and 6 curtains by themselves, and he made 50 loops on the edge of the outmost curtain of the one set, and 50 loops on the edge of the other connecting curtain. And he made 50 clasps of bronze to couple the tent together, then that it might be one whole. And he made for the tent a covering of tanned ram skins and goat skins. Then he made the upright frames for the tabernacle of acacia wood. 10 cubits was the length of a frame, and a cubit and a half the breadth of each frame. Each frame had 2 tenons for fitting together. He did this for all the frames of the tabernacle. The frames for the tabernacle he made thus: 20 frames for the south side. And he made 40 bases of silver under the 20 frames, 2 bases under one frame for its 2 tenons, and 2 bases under another frame for its 2 tenons. And for the second side of the tabernacle, on the north side, he made 20 frames, and there 40 bases of silver, 2 bases under one frame, and 2 bases under another frame. And for the rear of the tabernacle westward he made 6 frames, and he made 2 frames for corners of the tabernacle in the rear. And they were separate beneath, but joined at the top at the first ring. He made 2 of them thus for the 2 corners. There were 8 frames with their bases of silver, 16 bases, under every frame 2 bases. And he made bars of acacia wood, 5 for the frames of the one side of the tabernacle, and 5 bars for the frames of the other side of the tabernacle, the 5 bars for the frames of the tabernacle at the rear westward. And he made the middle bar to pass through from end to end halfway up the frames, and he overlaid the frames with gold, and made their rings of gold for holders of the bars, and overlaid the bars with gold. And he made the veil of blue and purple and scarlet stuff and fine twined linen. With cherubim skillfully worked he made it. And for it he made 4 pillars of acacia, and overlaid them with gold. Their hooks were of gold, and he cast for them 4 bases of silver. He also made a screen for the door of the tent, of blue and purple and scarlet stuff and fine twined linen, embroidered with needlework. And its 5 pillars with their hooks, he overlaid their capitals, and their fillets were of gold, but their 5 bases were of bronze. And now we're starting chapter 37. Making the Ark of the Covenant. Bezalel made the ark of acacia wood. 2 cubits and a half was its length, a cubit and a half its breadth, and a cubit and a half its height. And he overlaid it with pure gold within and without, and made a molding of gold around it. And he cast for it 4 rings of gold for its 4 corners, 2 rings on its one side, and 2 rings on its other side. And he made poles of acacia wood, and overlaid them with gold, and put the poles into the rings on the sides of the ark to carry the ark. And he made a mercy seat of pure gold. 2 cubits and a half was its length, and a cubit and a half its breadth. And he made 2 cherubim of hammered gold. On the 2 ends of the mercy seat he made them, 1 cherub on the one end, and 1 cherub on the other end. Of one piece with the mercy seat he made the cherubim on its 2 ends. The cherubim spread out their wings above, overshadowing the mercy seat with their wings. With their faces one to another toward the mercy seat were the faces of cherubim. Making the table. He also made the table of acacia wood. 2 cubits was its length, a cubit its breadth, and a cubit and a half its height. And he overlaid it with pure gold, and made a molding of gold around it. And he made around it a frame of hand-breadth wide, and made a molding of gold around the frame. He cast for it 4 rings of gold, and fastened the rings to the 4 corners at its 4 legs. Close to the frame were the rings, as holders for the poles to carry the table. He made the poles of acacia wood to carry the table, and overlaid them with gold. And he made the vessels of pure gold, which were to be upon the table, its plates and dishes for incense, and its bowls and flagons with which to pour libations. Making the lampstand. He also made the lampstand of pure gold. The base and the shaft of the lampstand were made of hammered work. Its cups, its capitals, and its flowers were of one piece with it, and there were 6 branches going out of its sides. 3 branches of the lampstand out of one side of it, and 3 branches of the lampstand out of the other side of it. 3 cups made like almonds, each with capital and flower, on one branch, and 3 cups made like almonds, each with capital and flower, on the other branch, so for the 6 branches going out of the lampstand. And on the lampstand itself were 4 cups made like almonds, with their capitals and flowers, and a capital of one piece with it under each pair of the 6 branches going out of it. Their capitals and their branches were of one piece with it. The whole of it was one piece of hammered work of pure gold, and he made it 7 lamps, and its snuffers and its trays of pure gold. He made it and all its utensils of a talent of pure gold. Making the altar of incense. He made the altar of incense of acacia wood. Its length was a cubit, and its breadth was a cubit. It was square, and 2 cubits was its height. Its horns were of one piece with it. He overlaid it with pure gold, its top and its sides round about, and its horns, and he made a molding of gold round about it, and made 2 rings of gold on it under its molding, on 2 opposite sides of it, as holders for the poles with which to carry it. And he made the poles of acacia wood, and overlaid them with gold. He made the holy anointing oil also, and the pure fragrant incense, blended as by the perfumer. I think that's gonna wrap this one up for today. So yeah, we'll be starting off at Exodus 38 in the next one. As always, Benjamin, Jesslyn, I love you both very much, and I hope and pray that God blesses you. See you on the next one. Bye.